Peace. It's your brother Tariq back again with the A1 podcast. I want to apologize for the previous few times I tried to upload on YouTube. I was having some technical difficulties. Now, I mean, I was definitely showing my age because at the end of the day, I was having problems recording because my SIM card ran out of space and I didn't know to check it. So, you know what I mean? But if you still want to hear those previous two episodes, you can go to the Breaker app, and you can also go to, I still believe we're still on Spotify. You can go and check Spotify and type in A1 Podcast, and it should be up there. And in worst case scenario, you can join the A1 Podcast Facebook group, you understand? Because we, whatever content I put up over here, I also repost it again on the Facebook group. And again, like I said before, as a group of indigenous people all throughout all throughout the diaspora, right? We're on this road, this journey called life, trying to find the best possible way together. Hopefully, we can grow together. You dig? And as you can see, this time I have a very special guest. You know what I'm saying? If he looks a little bit like me, you're not mistaken. You don't have the beer goggles. This is my son. My offspring, Sharif, the second. And this time we're going to go ahead and chop it up about a little current events today. You know what I mean? To give our perspectives on these topics, that's going on today in today's climate. The illest part to me is I think you get two generational perspectives of men, indigenous men, Asiatic men, Moorish men, however you want to break it down. Perspective, right? You gotta think like this. He's a college man. I'm gonna let him break that down. Proud that he's an HBCU guy. You know what I mean? That's I really like that.
Go Aggies.
You know what I mean? And as me as a career man, it's just two different. We both have the Asiatic experience here in the wilderness we like to call America, but we're looking at it from two different age groups and two different vantage points. So I like getting his take on different things like this. Go ahead and speak to the people. Tell them what you want, what they need to know. Excuse me.
How y'all doing? As he said, my name is Sharif. I am a junior in college currently. I go to the illustrious North Carolina A&T University. That's not much to know. I'm not as old as this guy here. So you will get a more younger, fresher view of things, but not to make that, sound kind of off, because I still have older ways of thinking, so it won't be too drastically different.
Would you say not too much Similac on the breath?
Yeah, ain't too much Similac on that.
All right, no doubt. So let's get into the first topic. So I was reading earlier today, and the Hill has an article about a Caucasian woman in Portland, Oregon, defacing a statue and a grave of an Asiatic indigenous man who was a part of the Lewis and Clark expedition from the East Coast to the West Coast. And I'm gonna let Junior go ahead and weigh in and tell you guys, his perspective on that and what it means for all of us, what it signifies for all of us as indigenous men in this world and time. And then I'm gonna give my thoughts on the situation.
Well, when I read it and I thought about it for a second, like I said, my thought process is a little different because I'm younger. At first, I'm like, man, it could have just been like a regular old hate crime. Like, she knows this is a historic grave site, like, let me just deface it or whatever the case may be. But then as I sit back and I thought about it, I felt like it was symbolic of her to deface the grave site, because it lets you know that the war that we have going on today is very much live and well. See what I'm saying? Like, and for my generation, they will overlook that. They're like, that's nothing. She just, she defacing the grave. That's just as the term that they use now, it's just a Karen being a Karen, And if you don't know, if you're older, woman or fellow, basically a Karen is somebody, a white woman who just who does whatever she can to get under the skin of black people, basically, whether it be calling the police, leaving notes, whatever she can do. So what a Karen would be considered. So my generation would consider her as just being a Karen. But when you look and read between the lines of what she's doing, who is this lady? What organization is she with? Who is she for? You know what I'm saying? And it just lets you know that like the war is alive and well between our people. We're fighting for equality, rights, freedom, or whatever the case may be. Oh.
Okay, I could dig it. I think where my age comes into play at with it, I looked at it and I saw it as so to speak, as it was a two-pronged message, right?
Hmm?
The first part of the message was she was upset and she was trying to, like, in the article it claims that she was trying to fight racism, right?
Yeah.
By tearing down his statue because it replaced a person of
non-pigment.
Right, a Caucasian person of that of status, one of the oppressors, right? And during this so-called quote unquote woke time in America, right? She didn't, she was saying that you shouldn't celebrate, if we ain't gonna celebrate one, we shouldn't celebrate the other, right? But I'm gonna call bullshit because at the end of the day, that was just her being Karen, so to speak, as you say, or better yet, better known as showing her white privilege, right? Mm-hmm. She did that as a retaliation, but to me, it was a deeper level of when she did that because it was a white woman, right? Again, attacking an Asiatic man. It was figuratively, not literally, but it just goes again to show the assault on us because you gotta think about it. In the last 2 weeks, right? We celebrated. I wouldn't call it a celebration, but it marked 100 years of the Tulsa, Oklahoma Black Wall Street burning down and the murder of all those indigenous people, right? Mm-hmm. And of course, these white supremacists or these race soldiers, whatever you want to have it, they're upset because more and more about our greatness is coming to light, as they always try to throw dirt on us and kick us like we're just big lipped, thick headed, nappy headed, no good niggas who need direction. You know what I'm saying? But that we all need direction from them, and if it ain't for them, we'd be out in Africa, living like the monkeys. Right. But if you follow this platform and people like myself, that couldn't be anything further from the truth. So when I looked at it as a symbolic. You know what I'm saying? One, that's the oppressor attacking us in our fight to stand up. Two, it was even more overt that it was a woman attacking our masculinity. And then on top of that, when she spray painted on there, she spray painted a female side. You know what I mean? And as we keep going throughout this episode, I'm gonna build on that because that segues into other things. Because they don't know, but I tell you how there's always an attack on your masculinity, right? As long as you're docile and you have no hunger or no burning desire to be great within yourself and to make strives within your community and build your community, yeah, cool. You come hang around. You know what I'm saying? But anytime you got some type of gumption or self-respect or dignity about yourself, it's a fucking problem. You know what I'm saying? Especially for a man, a melanated man, an original man. You feel what I'm saying? So, and I want to say it segues into the Willie Lynchism that goes on in our community today because the sisters, to a degree, they don't believe, they know how bad it is for us and like we know how bad it is for them. But for some reason, when we talk about the sisters' plight, it's like we separate them into a whole nother, group.
Right, instead of being together.
Right, we're all one group. We all live in the same damn neighborhood. Most of us got kids together. So if you're going through it, baby, I'm going through it. You understand what I'm saying? If I'm doing well, you doing well. And it should be vice versa. But, I'm gonna digress on that because there's still more stories and it'll all tie back together later. And if you watch me, you know I like to bring different things from the day or the previous days or weeks or whatever that has come up in current events and tie them together and show you how they all tie back together to the it all ties together. It's not random. You understand what I'm saying? This shit is by design, and I want you guys to get that. And like I said when I first started this platform, the whole topic and the whole purpose is for you to know yourself because there's greatness within you. But if you keep letting all those external forces knock you down, you know what I'm saying? We're going to keep going further and further down the damn drain, so to speak, because you keep thinking it's getting better. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, we have less land, less finances than we did in the 50s when there was a Jim Crow South. And I need you to let that sink in. You understand what I'm saying? But like I said, I digress because there'll be times, where we can just build on that topic alone. You understand what I'm saying? And
Right.
we can have more age groups here, older, younger, and feminine perspective on it. You know what I mean? But this shit is real. I might laugh and joke a little bit about it to ease the tension, but at the same time, this is something for you to think about. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna leave that there. But it's always something to think about. The devil in the dress, i.e., shout out to Denzel for the movie. They're always the first to come attack us. You know what I mean? You ever seen the movie Life with Eddie Murphy and Martin Lawrence? They was, the warden was ready to lose his mind. Which one of y'all? You know what I'm saying? But it goes back to their fantasies about us. No matter how much people try to make us as the scourge of the earth, and I'm definitely talking about the brothers right now. We are the most desired and sought after man. Period. And you can take it how you want to take it. You know what I'm saying? But it's a fact. There's no woman of any ethnic group, racial background that doesn't want to have her Asiatic man. You know what I'm saying? And that's just a fact. So that goes back to the Mandingo movies and stuff like that. And it goes back to the Queen Mother, Dr. Frances Cress Welsing, writing about it in her book, the ISIS pages. Because she always talked about it when they write in their books. They tell you the truth right then and there. Yep. What's her ideal man? Tall, dark, and handsome. Mm-hmm. Now, all y'all motherfucking ladies love y'all some damn Brad Pitt, but he ain't tall and dark, is he? You know what I'm saying? Dirk Nowitzki's 7 feet.
He tall, but he ain't dark.
Understand? Tall, dark, and handsome is a motherfucker little like me and you, or a little darker. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
So understand that it's a thing there with that. You know what I mean? And they always have hatred. You know what I'm saying? For men alone, they have hatred for their own man. So we ain't no exception. Most people want to take out their anger on us because we supposed to be the dog that lies and just keep getting kicked, so to speak. But moving on, they have so many different reporting agencies and blogs, and I think it's called Lad Bible. I don't know. We was talking about
Bible.
We were talking about it was a dance group in the Czech Republic. I want you to think about this. Czech Republic and how close that is to the region of the Caucasus Mountains, right? They were on Instagram doing a mock Hoka dance, right? And if you don't know what that is, and we were talking about it earlier, right. The Hoka dance is what you see, the indigenous people of the Samoa Islands doing, right? Their warrior tradition, right? They do that before football games or celebrations. It's just one of their things. It's one of their tribal traditions that has carried over from way back when to now. Mm-hmm. So the people, are talking about it because they put on the warrior paint on their face and they're doing the dance, and it's more cultural appropriation. You know what I'm saying? It's like white women in what's the cornrows? You know what I'm saying?
For me, sometimes I try to, lay off and be like, okay, well maybe this is appreciation. Maybe maybe they appreciate it. But then sometimes it's like I like to use the term cultural infringement because sometimes it's just too much for me. Because like you said, white women and cornrows.
Yeah, I feel you. But you got to break down to some of these people that might not know, your collegiate vocabulary. What is cultural infringement?
Cultural infringement meaning as if my people started this and this is something that we do as a tradition. This is something that we do to honor our ancestors, our past. Something that we take very seriously as a culture, as a people. For you to take that and start doing that, whether you did it to honor is one thing, but like you doing it to be funny and dragging it along, and I consider that cultural infringement, or taking it and trying to add it into your own culture as if it was something that you guys came up with on your own. Just because a lot of people nowadays might not know that that's something that culture may do, and you try to maybe make it your own, that is cultural infringement. You stealing something that doesn't belong to you. So that's what I mean by that. But I said that to say this. I considered it to be kind of cultural infringement because everybody knows, well, not everybody knows, but a lot of people know that dance refers to the Samoan Islands. A lot of people know that. You see them, their football team is famous for doing it. They brought the dance back, got a lot of people knowledgeable about it. So I don't think that's something that you would do because, I'm not going to go around with the Dixie flag and you know what I'm saying, certain stuff I'm just not going to do whether I'm honoring you or not. That's just something I'm not going to do because I know the symbolism of what it is to you. You know what I'm saying? I ain't like it.
Nah, I dig it and I can respect it, you know what I'm saying, wholeheartedly. I'm laughing about the Dixie flag. I feel you. I'm not going to run around here you trying to be a druid or some shit.
Or with a don't tread on me. Or I'm not about to run around here with a Scottish kilt on.
Word.
And you feel me with the bag. I'm just not gonna do that because that's not me. Yeah, it's not my people either.
But I think, like I said, I agree with you 100%. And I think the biggest problem is because they're so comfortable stealing bits and pieces of everyone's culture. And then when they write it down 50 years from now, they're going to try to act like, yeah, that was them. You know what I'm saying? They're going to try to whitewash that like they did everything else in history.
Now, when you say that, I don't know if you've seen it, but it makes me think about maybe like a week or two ago, I was reading something where a mummy was found with the hairstyle still intact. She had braids in. Then it was such a shock to a lot of people because, like you said, they whitewash everything, and people seem to forget somehow that, well, in Hollywood, I want to say, behind the scenes when they're making these movies, it's like they forget that Egypt is in Africa, and that Africa is a black continent. It's a melanated continent.
Well, hold on though, you know what I'm saying? If you deal with these new age motherfuckers, they try to say that Egypt is not in Africa, it's in Arabia. Like it's the Middle East type shit. Like, get the fuck out of here. Let's be real. They make up names. They try to change everything. Everything is Kemet means the land of the dark. The black, right? Mm-hmm. Or the Asiatic, whatever, however you want to call it, right?
Right.
But it didn't just refer to Kemet. It referred to the whole continent, the whole region, right? Seeing as that we're the beginning of civilization, right? Mm-hmm. And that even with all the hatred that you get from the Asian community right now, we settled them motherfuckers. And they come from our lineage just like the people of the Caucasus region have some far regions of our DNA within them, right? So, I feel like all that is a part of what was been told to us, you know what I'm saying, from the beginning. And I think that today's time is a big reflection of that. Is because most of the time when you look around, you see a lot of parents and their offspring at odds to the point where there ain't no reconciliation. And I look at it like all of these people are our children; they're our offspring. You know what I'm saying? So no matter how they mutated over the generations or how they started to lose their melanin or whatever, they are our children. And so they have a level of hatred for us, you know what I'm saying, that we can't really fathom to a degree because we still are the original people. Like, you know what I'm saying? We're more closer to the original people that, you know, the quote unquote great creator put out here in this universe.
Right.
You feel me? And
you could take that. You could take that what you just said, since you know there's still.
Well, hold on. Let me go, because you know I forget. Shit, I don't want that. I don't give a damn. But I said that to say this. So they try to act like if we're the original people on the planet, and they have trouble with the sun, right? Remember, they need sunblock, right? And one of the hottest regions on the planet, still to this day. How the hell you gonna have fine blonde hair right on the equator, the hottest region on the planet? Of course, you would have that nice, coarse, curly hair where you could make locks, cornrows, shave it low like this, and make designs or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You know, and you know, the visual will be dope too. But I said that to say this: we, you know, those of us, the true and living, we already know what it is. And at the end of the day, you know, I hate to break it to a lot of people. All of us ain't, you know, meant to be part of the true and living. Some of y'all meant to be worker bees, man. And it's one of those things that has come about. You know what I'm saying? That we have been discussing. Everybody's not king and queen material. And it's funny because we was laughing at the Monique thing earlier. Because I've been telling you about females wearing bonnets on their head and stuff like that. That's, you know, that's low grade. That's low vibration. You know what I mean?
He said that's low vibration.
It is. And it's just like, you know, brothers who come outside.
This is the visual that I don't know if y'all could. Yeah, you can't really see that. But you see them braids. You can see them braids clear as day.
Yeah, those are braids.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Definitely braids.
Yeah, they pissed. But you know what I'm saying? It's the same thing with brothers who don't know how to hold a decent conversation. You know, they cannot speak without using slang or quote unquote urban terminology, and the ideal of a casual outfit is some J's, some jeans, and a fucking button up. So yeah, bro, and most of that shit probably ain't even iron. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, yeah, we talk about you. But yeah, you know that cultural appropriation is rampant right now. You know what I'm saying? I remember in one of my classes not too long ago, I think it was last year, I had a disagreement with a person of the Caucasus region about hip hop. Motherfucker tried to tell me, because it fucking, how the old people say, they chap my biscuits. You know what I'm saying?
Grinds my gears.
Right.
He said chap my biscuits. I ain't
this
never heard
this motherfucker said Logic was the greatest MC of all time. And I stay away from talking about hip hop and all that on this particular channel. You know, we might do one later just to talk about that, or start other channels to talk about other things too. But the primary one of this one is to let you know how great you are as an indigenous person. Aside from that, this guy's going to tell me another one of our art forms that we invented. Did he say it was Logic, or did he say it was Eminem? Either way, I'm here to tell you they are very talented Caucasian people. They are. Depending on who you ask, Elvis was pretty talented. But in no way in hell was Elvis ever better than Chuck Berry when you bid his whole stack. The same way I look at both of these guys. You feel what I'm saying? Logic will never be better than Nas or any member of the Wu-Tang Clan. Neither will Eminem ever be better than Redman or Big L. You know what I'm saying? Or Rakim or any of the motherfucking greats that he grew, or LL for that, so to speak. You're not going to tell me he's the greatest to ever do it because he's got blonde hair and blue eyes. You can eat a dick. But just because you can relate to it, I can't relate to motherfuckers out here in on a farmland wrestling pigs. Just because he can ride a beat decently and put together some witty cornball shit doesn't make it hip hop. You know, I forgot how you break hip hop down, but it's high infinite potential and something. And with high infinite potential, you need a little bit of melanin so you can break shit down the way Nasir does. So I'm off that. But the fact of the matter is, I'm just sick and tired of these these babies coming and tell the adults, you know, because they're babies on the planet, right? Coming and tell us how when they start to do something that we do, they're just so much better than everybody else. I remember, well, see, you wouldn't remember, but I remember when Britney Spears was a thing. They tried to make this motherfucker so much better than Beyonce. Now look at it.
Okay, this might be a funny segment. Hannah Montana was a GOAT. I'm gonna just leave that right there. I'm gonna just let y'all hold that. Don't talk about Hannah Montana. That was an error. I'm gonna just leave that alone.
Right.
We're just gonna sit there right there. Just slide it to the back of the room. Just leave it there.
Right. So let's keep it real. So who's you in love with more? Hannah Montana or Nicki Minaj?
Hannah Montana.
Now, I'm not gonna say that. He do know his mother's gonna see this. You know what I'm saying? His mother's gonna see this.
You didn't hear Hannah when she said it's the best of both worlds. She gonna give it up. She gonna give you whatever you ask for. It's the best. You can have your cake and eat it too. It's the best. It's the best of both worlds.
Listen. I'm gonna keep it strictly my age group in my 30s. I heard you. I seen a video of her twerking. I don't think that was the best of.
That was world. Miley Cyrus. That wasn't Hannah Montana. Those are two different people.
I don't think that was the best of no world.
I lose all attraction when the wig came off. You know, it's just, hey.
Listen. Hey. I told your grandma about letting you watch Disney when I ain't home. I told her about that shit. Goddamn Disney. Anyway, moving on. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about my man Tory Lanez a year later. And you did bring Tory Lanez to my attention. That's funny because we were just talking about music too.
Yeah.
What you think? A year later.
Listen, I knew this was gonna happen. I'm gonna break this down actually. Because this is a very strong. The Tory Lanez topic is a very strong topic to me, and I like Tory Lanez, but that's not why. The music aspect isn't why it's a strong topic to me. If you don't know, for those who don't know, he shot another famous artist right now. Allegedly, he shot her in the foot. Then you heard he break no bones or tendons. You know how many bones and tendons is in your foot, but he shot in the foot. Allegedly.
Right.
And there was so much backlash on him and tearing down on him about it. But what bothers me with situations like this, it doesn't even have to be a famous situation. It could be your next door neighbor or whoever the case may be. When it comes down between a man and a woman, and I think that, nobody really sees the systematic influence that comes with this. They want to separate you regardless. They don't want us to procreate and, make more, melanated children on this earth. You see what I'm saying? So for someone to say, hey, this person harmed me, and nobody to have any proof, there's no footage, there's no witnesses, there's no, whatever the case may be, there's no logical, explanation on how you got, assaulted or shot in an area where there are over 100 bones and the whole thing is muscle and tendons, but nothing was fractured or broken, by the quote unquote grace of your white Jesus, but we're going to leave that alone. So
she was twerking next week though.
You feel me? And that's your foot. All your weight, everything is on you. You didn't have a cast. You didn't have a cast. You didn't have stitches. You didn't have surgery. But I'm saying all that basically to say that it bothers me how quick friends and your people would turn on you because a woman who is supposed to be for you as a man says that, hey, you harmed me in this in this way, and nobody has proof of it, but you're like, hey, she said it, so that's what happened, and that bothers me. So when we look at the situation a year later now, he's still famous. He's still not incarcerated.
True.
That he hasn't had to pay no fine or nothing.
He had to pay them lawyers though.
He had to pay his lawyers, yeah. But he didn't. What I'm saying is no legal fees fined by the state of which they were in or anything like that has come into play. Cases still going on. But you get what I'm saying here. There's I haven't when the cases are going on, like if we think about other cases in the past, usually new evidence comes into light. It's been a year. Usually this ain't no murder case. It shouldn't be taking this long.
Listen, I'm gonna help you out, right? Here's the thing. people going to crucify me for this, whatever, right? You could think he did it, whatever, whatever. But it's always been, when it comes to us versus women, especially in our community, we've always been proven guilty before we are proven innocent, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just because she says it, and and it goes to all levels. Because I remember about 2 years ago, Amanda Seales, right? Everybody knows who Amanda Seales is. She said Russell Simmons raped her, and everybody was all over him, attacking this dude, this peaceful dude, this guru dude. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, yeah, guys been doing this and doing that, right? And the first thing I said was, I just found that hard to believe. Then Oprah and Gail was gonna make a movie about guys like fucking Russell Simmons, right? Nobody's talking about Harvey Weinstein, mind you. So I digress from that to say that it ended up coming out that she had to recant her statement because she also accused the ex-football player turned doctor of rape. And he got up her ass so bad, right, that she had to retract her statement. But we didn't hear anybody retracting the fact that she accused this brother of sexual assault. And see, and the fucked up thing about it is, let's I want to be clear about this, because sexually assaulting a woman is nothing to play with, and it's fucking disgusting. And I think you deserve a harsher sentence than the motherfucking one you get. All right?
For sure.
So for her to come out and falsely accuse this man is sickening, and she can do that, and there was nothing happened to her.
That bothers me as well. There's no penalty for falsely accusing.
But wait. It gets even better. Not only did she not receive any penalty for it, she ended up getting a show for that. She was on daytime TV for a while, till she fell out with one of her female castmates, her counterparts, right? So I said that to say this. Now let's go back into the Tory Lanez, Megan Thee Stallion situation. I wasn't there, but I don't believe he did it. I didn't believe he did it from the beginning, and I just hated it because hold on, because he was he's already rich and famous, but his star was still going up, right? And as she was becoming famous, I wanted to see them both excel, right? But when I break it down and I just think about her, she always has an issue with melanated Asiatic men. Because remember, before she signed with Roc Nation, she was with somebody out of Texas who put their money into her, who helped develop her. And as soon as she was getting ready to take off, she said, fuck them. Tried to bounce, and then leave you short holding the bag. But what she didn't know, he had a big homie in his pocket that was, basically mentoring him on how the music industry works. So a lot of people, especially in your generation, don't really know who Jay Prince is. Jay Prince is Texas. You understand what I'm talking about? So you didn't know that you was stepping on his little brother. Now everybody always want to make it like we some angry, violent people. It's not about violence. It's about business. And first off, it's bad business to if you're going to leave a partnership or a relationship, you have to buy these people out. Mark Zuckerberg had to buy out all the people that helped him create Facebook. Bill Gates had to buy out all the people that helped him do what he did. Jeff Bezos, so on and so on. So what the fuck make you think because you kind of cute, you can just nah, I ain't paying that. Nah, baby, we gonna tie your ass up to you can put out a platinum album, but you won't get nothing off that motherfucker because you owe, and you gonna pay what you owe. Besides that, she needed more publicity, and we know publicity. No publicity sells like controversy. So now you shot in your foot. But then, like I said before, the next week you twerking. So, I mean, and then he was supposed to have albums come out and, like it was like a sacrifice thing. You know what I'm saying?
You know how I know he ain't do it? The next album that he dropped came out was all about the situation. And half the songs was love songs for her. He was like, look, I still love you. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, you can say what you want. He said, but whenever you ready to come home and tell the truth, just come on home. Like, because, I mean, she felt like there was other people in the car, and nobody has really said anything because
her best friend was there. She
the
said
case
something.
is still going on. Right. But her best friend, they not even friends anymore. Cause she said, like, you know that man ain't doing. You wasn't even in his music, and even the best friend said it. You weren't paying attention. You don't know who could have, you know what I'm saying, or how it could have went off. You don't know if somebody shot you or if it fell, and you don't know what happened. And technically, you didn't get shot. You got grazed. You know, nothing happened.
Well, see, and here's the thing with that. And, you know, I read about it, and I heard them girls put out a diss song against Megan and all that, right? Like, and this is just, you know, this is just adding a little bit more context, because at the end of the day, this is why I don't really talk hip-hop, because these people are rich and famous, and nobody really gives a damn. I know, personally, I don't.
Facts.
But I'm just saying, from what I read from the best friend, it seemed like Megan was messing with him. He's rich and famous. She's used to being catered to by lesser beta males. Mm-hmm. And we have discussions about this all the time with a lot of these simps. And if you're a simp, hate me. But whatever. Anyway.
I see some simps out there.
Oh, they're definitely out there. But what it was, she was just another chick to him. He may have cared for her, but she's just another chick. I'm not going to stop what I'm doing to just appease you, right? To tailor my life to you. Because you up and coming, you know what I'm saying? So, what ended up happening was they were at a pool party earlier that day. He was all
Jenner house.
He was she was throwing homie mad rhythm. She don't know.
A billionaire.
But she don't. But she don't know she's single. She ain't with Travis, whoever, you know, he's just trash. I'm just keeping it banned. She's not with him no more. You know what I'm saying? And she's throwing it at Tory. Y'all friends, but y'all know what it is. These hoes ain't loyal, right?
I ain't had no public relationships.
But hold on. You know these hoes ain't loyal. Whatever you was pillow talking or locker room talking to Kylie about with homie, she, you know what I'm saying? Like
he did what to you now?
She ready.
So put you in the full Nelson and did what?
I mean, but the worst part about it is when they were in the pool, there's actual video footage of Kylie flirting with him and Meg on the side looking with the side eye. There's video footage of that.
You know what she said? I got something for this nigga right here.
But at the end of the day, let's keep it a band. So the girlfriend, her best friend, was like, yo, she must have found out that Tory smashed her too. You feel me?
Yeah, to do it.
So at the end of the day, I don't know. I don't really care, but I know it's been a year and he ain't incarcerated. So what that means, in this society, this wilderness called North America, they love to crucify the Asiatic man. I'm talking about they went and got R. Kelly. They went and got Bill Cosby. They love to get people. So the fact that you haven't gotten him, none of those charges are sticking to him is saying a lot. You know what I mean? And we don't even hear her talking like that. And outside of her sorry ass music, I don't, that she put out already, I don't hear too much of her. So I think we spent a little too much time on that motherfucker. And we can move to one of the more pressing things. I'm going to switch these two around. Time Magazine did a story on Kim Kardashian. And it's funny how when I'm reading through the news, she just keeps seeming to be on the main fucking thing of news, like she's important. She is not important. It's like, and what Time Magazine said, exploitation of the the original woman's aesthetics consumes. Now she canceled her show Keeping Up with the Kardashians, but she still steals the black woman's or the Mother Earth's appearance, outward appearance. She went and bought the curves. She's on in a picture of the in Time Magazine with cornrows, like we talked about with the cultural appropriation, right?
And she has went and gotten her skin sprayed to be darker.
Again, but I'm gonna just leave that right there. You know what I'm saying? Because remember, we're the scourge of the fucking universe, right? We're so disgusting.
I just wonder how they would feel if, like, one day, like out of the year, just one day, we could organize it. If a bunch of black people just went and painted themselves white and just for that one day, like, you know, we just walking around like it was normal. Painted ourselves white, put on, I got a little blonde toupee on, and I go to the country club, and I just, hey, how's it going?
Put on some fucking butt hugging Dockers.
How's it going there?
You know what I'm saying?
Got my Clarks on, you know.
Just walk in there and do the little shuffle and shit.
I just wonder how that would make some people feel. Like, and then for the people who say, oh, it's not that big of a deal, if you're Hispanic, if you're whatever you want to consider yourself to be, imagine if a whole group of people would take your image and dress up and portray themselves to be you. Like, imagine if, I don't want to sound like that because it's going to sound racist, but I don't mean like that. I'm just giving it for image. Imagine if a bunch of white people decided to put on Dickies and tank tops and some Chuck Taylors and ride around in lowriders and say, hey, you know, like, I'm just saying, like,
I'm pretty sure they do it in parts of Cali, trying to be funny in it.
Yeah, like, it's not funny because that's your culture. That's when y'all came here. That's what y'all made up for yourselves. You see what I'm saying? That nobody can take that.
Let's keep it a bend. It goes back to the other story about that group, you know, in Czech Republic doing the Hoka.
Mm-hmm.
So it's you know, it's nothing new. It's just the fact that the more they talk about it, it's like the more they glorify it. And then and that goes to show their level of white privilege because they can't get that if I'm telling you offended me, you know what I'm saying, there's something's wrong with that.
Well, gosh, how am I offending you? I'm just trying to show you some love.
No, they don't even think about you. They just say, oh, I just like it. Okay, you like it, but there's a way to show me that you appreciate it.
Cultural infringement.
But see, that's what I'm saying. Like, but there's a way to show me that you appreciate it, you know what I'm saying, without being disrespectful. Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm saying? And that's the problem. The motherfuckers is habitual line steppers. You know what I mean? Like, you cross the line, and then I don't understand what everybody's so up in arms about. First of all, you're being disrespectful, and you're not even doing it right. That's second. You know what I'm saying? So
you said it's one thing if you was doing it right, but you being disrespectful and you're not doing it right.
I mean, come on. Wrong. Come on. First of all, it ain't like she a cornbread-fed woman. She went to Dr. Miami before she the one who made the motherfucker famous. Second, it wasn't like she was out in the sun. She lived in L.A. They got a lot of sun, right? Southern California, right? SoCal, right? When she went and got a spray tan. She ain't even white enough to just lay down in the motherfucking bed, right?
I remember the first time, see, I'm on social media a good little bit of the time because I have to promote my business, but that's neither here nor there. So she got on there. I think she did a magazine cover. It was like months ago, but she got so much backlash that she had them take it all down because she got on there and was so much darker than she normally is. Like, I'm not saying like she like okay. I'm not saying she got on there and did whole blackface. Now she didn't go that hard, but she was darker than me, brother. Like I'm talking like when I just came from Miami and I was a nice caramel dark, light brown. I was a good brown. She was darker than me, and everybody was like, what's going on here? Like you taking it a little too far now. And she tried to hit her. It was the lighting. I had the light dim. But on social media, they gonna take the extra mile. They gonna go figure it out. Earlier that day, she was seen just as dark. So it's like, it's wrong to me. Like if you can't get that dark, I understand if you want to be like the original women of the earth. Okay, I get that. You see what I'm saying? But it's certain. Just go get a tan. Don't spray it on, and then you spray it on so dark that it's like, dog, are you serious? You for real? Like you said, you doing it, but you ain't even doing it right.
Here's my question, though. So when we break it down, right? So was it Kanye that was crazy, or was they trying to drive him crazy? Because it's always been said by people that. Hey, hold on. Yeah, because it's always been said by older men that a woman will drive you crazy, especially if you're dealing with one and will let her. You know what I'm saying?
So, I don't think Kanye was crazy. I think she drove him crazy, for real.
She was driving him mad.
Because he already had, it was already said and documented that Kanye already had, certain issues like depression and that he took medicine for. So if you go around a house full of real Caucasian people, and Kanye is from Chicago. You see what I'm saying? So you go around a house full of real Caucasian people who got their fame off of a sex tape.
But let's keep it a buck. I already knew he had problems when he chose to marry her.
Yeah, that was
Okay. So no, two. Her whole thing is about attention, and the fact that
however they can get it.
right. I was having a conversation with somebody not too long ago about their whole how they became famous. When they're out, you know, people move. I don't know how everybody moves, but I know most people move. Before I go anywhere, I don't telegraph that I'm going there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody don't know where I'm going and don't know where I'm going to be.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that they could be eating somewhere and then the paparazzi all of a sudden show up. You know what I'm saying? There's more people in L.A. We're talking about Los Angeles,
Famous
Hollywood,
mm-hmm.
more famous than her that go out to eat. You know what I'm saying? You don't see paparazzi always catching them while they out eating, and when they come out. So everywhere she went for a couple years, fucking the cameras was right in her face.
Guys, we're going to Panera Bread. I'll see you there in an hour.
Yeah, she probably let her mom. She probably told her mom, and then her mom would call. That's why they called her a momager or whatever. It was all about publicity. So now they got 2 billionaires. She got 2 billionaire daughters. Right?
They worked that. Well, they worked. I ain't gonna. Now, if this was a conversation about hustlers, they hustled the game. They worked that.
No,
But
they're
the
not
only thing
even.
that bothered me about
They're
the
not even
billionaire
hustlers.
thing-
Hold on. They ain't even hustlers. They ain't even hustlers. I'm gonna tell you something. Y'all listen. Y'all little ratchets out there think y'all looking up to Cardi B on and Young Miami and the rest of them thought girls on how to get paid. Trust me, that ain't how you get paid. Them Kardashians all got with who? Original men and got paid. Why? Because they know what you don't know. We be by the bag. Or for the most part, them chicks don't give you no headache until they want to be they want to be strutting around like a trophy, like you would have Sanaa Lathan or fucking who's another little cute one? You know, with so many of them.
Tiana Taylor.
Yeah. You just on. She's alright. She ain't really my bag of tea.
What?
Yeah. Listen, I'm more of a Rudy Huxtable from the Cosby.
He said
Company.
Rudy. I'm a Rudy Huxtable.
Yeah. I seen her on one of them Tyler Perry shows. I said, damn, I want to have her baby.
He said, I said, damn.
Yeah, I like
Who was
that.
on Tyler Perry show?
On what was it? House of Pain.
House of Pain?
Yeah.
Oh,
But-
she was the mom that was the edit. That was
Nah. She was the dumbass son's old lady. But anyway, but you know, she was part of the reason I kept watching that show. She was fine in the mother. But I said that to say this. You know what I'm saying? Most of them. That's a whole nother show. I ain't even gonna waste time with that. But yeah, I'm tired of seeing these women get celebrated, and I'm definitely tired of hearing about these thoughts getting celebrated when there's actually good women out there. You know, I'm talking about ladies, like a whole sister out there, a whole snack. You know what I'm saying? Out here that I can't even get no coverage on. I can't even see nothing about. I got to go down the internet rabbit hole to keep finding them. You understand what I'm talking about? But you know, I don't know. The cultural appropriation is just a little bit much. So let's move on from that because our people on the Breaker app and stuff like that, their shit is only an hour. So you know we got to make sure
We're gonna wrap it up.
Yeah, we're gonna wrap up Kim K. Now let's talk about real quick about the Black Lives Matter lady. The founder, Patrice, whatever the hell fuck her name is, she just went and put an electric fence and all this shit around her house as she stepped down for Black Lives Matter. You give a quick one and then I'm gonna go ahead and break it down how I really see her.
I see it as two ways because it came out that she was using all that money and bought her $1 million mansion.
Right.
Do Black Lives matter or do your pockets matter? That's how I'm breaking that one down. Did you really do it because you care? Because it would have been one thing like if you moved into a regular neighborhood, a regular $300,000 house, and maybe you took like $20,000 or $50,000 to get you a nice place to live. That would have been one thing. But you didn't do that. You like, oh, I'm about to grab me a mansion, $1 million.
She grabbed 3 of them.
3 of them. I'm about to grab me some mansions. Black Lives Matter. I did this to get rich. It would have been one thing if it was really something, something that you was doing. I don't know. It made me feel a way because I felt played because I was one of the people that was really supporting Black Lives Matter. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie to y'all. When it came up, oh, Black Lives Matter, we doing a fundraiser for this, I say, I'm down for the people. Boom, here go $50. Here go $100. That's part of my house.
Yeah,
I got the step. I need my step.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like I feel away because I feel played, and that's like the boy who cried wolf. Hold on, no, it's like the boy who cried wolf, because what happens when the next time, you know, because it's gonna happen again. We still at war. We just talked about it at the beginning. You know, people defacing things, and you know it's still around. So what happens when we need next time again? We need to come together as a people, you know, and be strong. You know, now we can't come together because we like, you know, what if this next person is just like the Black Lives Matter lady? What if she just want to get us for our strength in numbers and our paper just so she could run off into the hills?
Let's keep it a buck. And this is what some of us older people try to tell you young fellas and ladies. Always follow the money, right? It cannot be a true cause of the people because the money comes from a rich, I think he's a Jewish guy in Russia, George Soros. And you got to know who George Soros is to understand what it is. And on top of that, the original head of BLM was a man from out there in Minneapolis, and he stepped down. And he has a few videos up on YouTube breaking down all the shit that he found out when they was getting that money from Soros and their true hidden agenda. Their agenda, you know, is one, you know, is destruction of the black child, the, you know, Asiatic child's mind, and is the school where they indoctrinate the kids. Two, another thing he found out was that there's no place for heterosexual men in their movement. Mm-hmm. And if you look at their damn logo, it's three kids, it's three people, it's two kids and a woman. So what happens to the father? You know what I'm saying? A father's not needed to, you know, a positive male role model's not needed to bring up a functional society, like functioning kids. You know what I'm saying? Because most people nowadays, they got some type of handicap. They got some type of depression or mental illness going on with them. I'm not saying that just because you got two parents that love and care for you and try to guide you, well, you know, everything's going to be all dandy. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it takes two people to make a child. It should take two people to raise a child. You know what I mean? And it goes back to, like I was saying about that Caucasian woman who was going ahead and defacing that man. You know, it's like they trying to keep saying that and promote that we don't matter. And it's a homosexual agenda. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, somebody broke it down. It's like 0.0008% in our community that's homosexual or transgender. You know what I'm saying? They try to force it. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, it is like, here's my thing. You don't have to fucking force it, right? You're gay. Ain't nobody even worried about you being fucking gay. But your agenda is not more important than overall for all of us. You feel what I'm saying? All of us. Because at the end of the day, whether you're a little gay boy or a little gay girl, they're still going to treat you the same way because they classify you as black, right? So that doesn't fucking change. So, and either way, in order for you to get here, you came from a black man or a black woman. Either way, there was a man involved in that, right? So, you know, to be 100% and get that melanin kick, you know, you want to have a indigenous father and an indigenous mother. So how the hell people don't understand when you tell them they don't. My black people are very impatient.
Said you streaming? You're not streaming.
But, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, and she hear herself later calling, interrupting the damn video. But, you know, the agenda always bothered me. And they said, well, why shouldn't she get paid? Because she profited, right? 3 multi-million-dollar homes off of the backs of those people who were murdered in blood while their family didn't receive any monetary gain, right? Correct. While you were using them. You profited off what's my man Brown out in Ferguson. Probably I forgot his first name. Michael Brown.
Yeah,
I think it was Michael Brown. You know what I'm saying? You profit off of him. Tamir Rice's mother is living in a fucking a shelter You know what I mean? Like, how are you a multi-millionaire and these people are still suffering?
How are you a multi-millionaire from a non-profit organization?
Well, see, that's the hustle of nonprofit. If you have a steady business, that's why most people start nonprofits, because you keep the lion's share of the money, right? And then how is it that there are local chapters? Yeah, that's for that one. We're gonna go ahead and wrap them up when they stop and just send that. But how do? Okay, they about to stop. Well, peace to my people on Spotify. We at the 55-minute mark. Well, I got another topic, and we're gonna finish up on YouTube. Peace.
All right.
But here's my thing. How is it that, you know what I'm saying, that the local chapters, the boots on the ground, so to speak, of these organizations of BLM and all the affiliates, they raise all the money, but they're falling bankrupt because they don't have no money. Like, they're taking millions of dollars in these cities, and they don't have enough money for operational costs. So basically, yeah, you rape the people. Second, as to what you were saying about them going ahead and using, using the fuel. Well, we as our people, we have to do better. You know what I'm saying? Because we have to peep the message and the messenger, right?
Right.
Because she been anti-man. And, I ain't mad at her. She look like a hula monster. She's hideous. Ain't too many men that would love her. And I mean, unfortunately, it just is what it is. You know what I mean? Hate me, whatever. But a spade is a spade. You know what I mean? If you ugly as sin, you ain't got a beautiful soul, most people ain't going to want to lay with you. But that is just what it is. You know what I'm saying? And for her and people like her to profit off these people's misery and the rest of our misery and the heartache is sickening. You know what I mean? And as far as the next movement's already been ongoing. You know what I mean? And we all know that all skin folk and kinfolk. You know what I mean? So to speak.
All right, now.
And then, you already got the conscious community where you got the Tariq Nasheeds, the Dr. Phil Valentine's, the Bobby Hemmis, the Red and Blue, and Zoe, and Brother Rich, and so on and so on, Black Dot and Malcolm. Like, it's so many of them. But it's not, and Dan Calloway, it's not to say that they're not needed. They are needed. Because each one of them fill a niche and a void and provide information to us. And there's sisters out there who do it too, you know what I'm saying? But this is our news, you know what I'm saying? This is where we communicate at, right? And on top of that, we also promote each other's businesses and what we got going on in that area near you. You know what I mean? That way we can circulate our dollars because we are a true community. And it's like I told you before, it's like those fake Wakandans. They woke in February. But then as soon as March comes around, they all in green for St. Patty's Day. So you see what I'm saying? So, you guys are full of shit. So, I said that to say this, man. I think she's a thief, and I think somebody should sue her and the rest of the motherfuckers and put her ass in a poorhouse like Tamir Rice's mother.
I think that you know why you had to get that fence. Because you knew that you stole, and you knew once it came out that you got that money, that the rest of the people was gonna be like, oh, Black Lives Matter not rocking with this lady no more because she stole from them. But see, go give her a visit. You know you out there.
But come on, let's be honest. She lives in a predominantly white neighborhood where they got nice shit like that. It's not, for me. The point is, everything. We're living in a time where everything can't be solved with a fence. A fist, right? So hit it where it fucking hurt. You know what I mean? She tore out our hearts by stealing that money from them people, the mothers who lost their children and suffering, right? Mm-hmm. Go ahead and tear out her fucking heart and put her back in the one-room shack in the worst part of town that she come from.
Put her in the projects.
Nah, fuck the projects. The project's too good for her. Because there's still a little bit of community in the projects.
I love projects.
You know what I'm saying?
Catch me in the jets.
Yeah, he get that from his mom. Anyway, but that's all I really got to say about that. I think she should be sued. I think all of them should be sued for robbing the people. And, while you're at it, go ahead and get Jesse Jackson and fucking that Reverend Al, too.
Look, we ain't got any buttons. I'll boo y'all. The buttons ain't working right now.
Yeah, we're going to get that. We're going to get that right. Last but not least, so sorry for my people on Spotify, but critical race theory. What do you think about that and that being taught in school?
This is one of the rare moments where I don't know what that is. What is the critical race theory?
critical race theory is something that they're arguing to be taught in school so that little white children will know that they are benefiting from white privilege, whether it's unbeknownst to them or not taught to them in their school or not, or in their household or whatever. And what it also teaches, it teaches little melanated children how America was built off their forefathers and mothers' backs, and that their blood, sweat, and tears are in the soil, and we are what makes America so great. And second, but not least, that that the reason why a lot of your ancestors didn't start you guys off with a better lot in life was because their dreams were denied or deferred or whatever you might have.
Well, when you put it like that, I think two things. I think it'll be good, but I also think it'll be bad, and here are the reasons why. I think it'll be good because if you put it out there in plain as plain as you can see, plain as day, you say, hey, look, when you get out in the world, there are still some people that are going to try to treat you better because of the color of your skin, and you let it be known, like, hey, starting kids off in school early, like, when you try to go get a job, you may not get it because of the color of your skin. You may not, and that's the truth. It may not be. How do I want to say? It may not be taken lightly as it shouldn't, because it's the truth. But some people might not like it. They might not want that to be taught. But I think it'll be a bad thing just because it can have its negative effects. You see what I'm saying? Because there are those people who everybody thinks differently. So if you're teaching kids like, hey, you're meant to be, not you're meant to be, but you get treated better out here because of the color of your skin, and you get treated worse because of the color of your skin. It could have a negative impact of people growing up with them having like, hey, well, look, I know I'm gonna get treated better. They told me that in school, so I don't gotta worry about this, and that. You know what I'm saying?
But see, here
I can't think of the way that I want to explain it properly.
Let me break it down like this, right? The reason why, and it's mostly in Republican states, they don't want critical race theory taught, is because it feeds into white guilt. And this is why in a Caucasian community there's always been high levels of suicide, right? And they already are going, they're facing extinction. That's why they keep putting it out there about race mixing, because they need us, right? But at first that was the number one reason why they wanted to kill your ass. But and I said that to say this: white guilt is a real thing, because when they're faced with the George Floyd situation, they all want to find the closest melanated person and say, hey, my Asiatic brother, my brother. I didn't really care for Obama, but he wasn't so bad, and I think that was wrong what they did to George Floyd.
And I'm here with you.
I'm like, okay. And I feel you. We all know that was wrong. It was disgusting, right? But you guys keep forgetting and overlooking the facts of systemic racism. And systemic means it's a system that's been in place for hundreds of years. Now, this country is only 200 years old, right? So that means it was put and written into the laws and to the Constitution in such a way that you can get away with these with this injustice on another human being, right? And they say, oh, I'm not black, you're not black, I'm not white, we're the human race. You only say that to fucking deflect from the fact of the matter that there were people who were used in chattel slavery. Our women were getting raped and burying your children the same way y'all were raping the men. Shout out to Tory Lanez about that movie Buckbreaking. I plan on watching it this weekend. But see what I'm saying? They were raping us, men and women and child. They still grab our children and throw them in little white vans and use them as sex slaves, or fucking put them in blenders and drink their blood for endocrinium or whatever the fuck that shit is. They want to deflect from the fact of the matter that you have a 200-year head start. And even with that 200-year head start, you still have to keep system in places, right? Like redlining. You have, gentrification. Because soon as shit start turning around, you got to upset us. As soon as we start to get comfortable and start to make things happen for ourselves, you got to upset the apple cart and move us around again. You feel what I'm saying? And that the whole thing is about not ever letting us get our feet on solid ground. Now, what critical race theory would happen is all it's going to do is tell the little white children the same shit the little black children already know. You know what I'm saying? Because most parents that's worth half their weight tell their kids that at home already. Because you have to have the police talk with your kids, right? You gotta have the, you know, this is what's expected of you when you go into these predominantly Caucasian spaces, right? What's expected as you as the original person, and why why they hate you because they ain't you, and this, that, and the third, right? They don't even know why they treat you the way they fucking treat you. They start going back to, you know, how much of their culture is stolen from us and how much they really are imitating us. It'll blow your fucking mind. I know it's going to blow their mind, because the whole purpose of this channel was all that shit that you deem is white, all of the yogas and aligning the chakras and Kemetic science and Masonic science and all that shit that you deem as white. That ain't it. It's us. They got that shit from us. You know what I'm saying? And that's what that's about. They stole that information from us. And the fact that you can sit and watch it sink in, and I'm talking about if they ready to teach your fucking kids about masturbation in fucking first grade, yeah.
Yo, you seen that?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. They're going to teach your kids how to masturbate as a fucking elementary school person. They should teach them that fucking systemic white racism is bad too.
That part.
So you ain't going. I'm not going to vote to allow you to have one without the other. So get into you know, the comment section. So let us know what you think about this and these topics, and write your opinions and all that. You know, I love feedback, and always like, comment, and share. And what I'm gonna do?
You got to hit with the like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell at the bottom of the screen. Make sure you comment. Comments is everything.
Yeah, right.
Interaction is everything.
Right. Like
send it to somebody that don't know. Send it to somebody who knows so they can have their comments. You see what I'm saying? Get in there. Get in there.
That part. And with that being said, you know, I would like to start going live, you know, at least once a week. I want to set that up and get a time, you know, and sometimes it'll be me by myself. Sometimes I have a guest like my son, and
sometimes I might walk through the back door.
This dude's a fool. And shout out to my brother Jason, and shout out to the rapper Jay. You know, we tried to do a visual, and that was the last couple times that we had visual technical difficulties. Mm-hmm. But again, like I said, those podcast episodes are streaming on Breaker and on Spotify, and I've uploaded them to the Facebook page.
Right,
so you can get those to listen, because it was some good content and good perspectives. And that's it. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to let him say his sign off, and I'm going to sign off, and we're going to be out of here.
Well, you know, it's my first time doing a podcast ever, so it was definitely a different experience. I like it. I like to be able to talk about topics like this, but now it feels like it's in a different format, so I definitely will be back for another episode if y'all have me, of course. You know,
hell no, I'm going to tell his mama about Hannah Montana.
Don't disrespect Hannah, man. And if you ever watch this, baby, I'm here whenever you go.
She's right in Tennessee. Just drive over there.
Listen, but I definitely like doing this. I will plan on coming back to, you know, to do another episode. I appreciate y'all for having me, and I hope, you know, if it wasn't interesting, entertaining, I hope it was at least informal, you know, of some sort, you know. And that's it for me.
I think that when we're on this show, when I'm on this platform, I think I like to try to have the realest conversations with some of the most authentic people I know, and some most other people that are culturally aware and socially aware, you know. And of course, who not but my own son, you know what I'm saying, my own offspring. And it's beautiful to see where he's at as a young man in this wilderness, and watch his growth and development over the years. And I hope he do come back, and you know, I don't care if he brings some of his counterparts or whatever. because these are discussions that we need to have. And this is a community that we're building. Like this is a virtual community that we're building that we can help each other with, just like we do in our own neighborhoods and cities and towns or whatever have you. And again, as always, I hope I leave you in a better place than I found you. And I hope we learned something. And on this journey called life, I don't have all the answers, but we can keep on walking together. Peace.